No intro today. Turkish man in trouble. Today, we are absolutely annihilating a complete degenerate freak. And it is a good day to be me specifically. I am taking the role of a white farmer here, farming a certain Turkish man for the most I possibly can. So, we all know Adolf Diddy bin Laden Piker, all right? We all know Hamas the Diddler. We all know how this absolute freak loser over here has been going around defending rapists and terrorists and murderers. He's been slandering everybody. He's been freaking out constantly. And realistically, it's only gotten worse. Because even though this guy goes on his stream, he calls every single person that ever criticized him pro-genocide, he is against the white people getting murdered in South Africa. I don't know how you could have this position. I do not know how on earth you could have the position to be against the white people that are getting murdered in South Africa. But this man found a way. He found a way. Now, before diving into him supporting people killing people in South Africa, because of course he does, he just hates white people in America, we are going to lock in and we're going to see exactly how rent-free I am in his head. All right, so in this clip that I'm about to show you, one of his chatters says to him, hey, do you realize that public perception of you is that you're a complete degenerate piece of shit freak?
In other words, he gives money.
No, normies don't have a fucking horribly skewed view of me.
Right.
If
everyone thinks he's so cool and based.
someone has any view of me that's beyond like, isn't that guy like a progressive guy?
Progressive terrorist.
They're not a fucking normie.
Right.
Okay?
All right, so are you prepared for his rebuttal? Are you ready for his rebuttal? Someone is like, yo, everyone thinks you're a freak. True. You ready for his response to the freak allegations?
Normies don't know who the fuck I am. Like, true normies don't know who the fuck I am.
Mm-hmm. True normies.
That's it. Like, you think...
Ready?
When my mom's friends call her up to be like, oh my God, I heard your son was detained.
Bro, his mom's friends are going to call her up. Heard your son faked getting detained at the airport.
By Customs and Border Patrol. Like, do you think that person is closer to a fucking normie? Or do you think normie is the guy who watches the VTuber?
Yeah, it's me, guys!
Israeli VTuber who's off to drawn children.
This is just a lie. Again, it's not true. He can never engage with a point I make. He just rather slander me on his stream in front of tens of thousands of people. You know what? Earlier I said I don't think I'm going to sue him. I changed my mind. I think I'm going to sue him. I'm just saying. I think I will. The more he says this, the more info I actually have to make a court case about this. I might. I'm just saying. It'll be funny. But, bro, the Nux brainworms actually kicked in. He's, again, scared to say my name, absolutely terrified to say my name. He called me Israeli. I'm not Israeli. Then he said he called me a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. This is fucking insanity. But, dude, can you look at the brainworms?
Like anime versions of children.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Hasan actually verifiably does watch naked, quote-unquote, sexy scenes of anime children. He has been confirmed to do that, and I proved it in my Hasan Piker is 480% fuck video.
That he jerks off to. Like, who do you think is more of a normie?
So that's the craziest thing of all time. I think this might have been the greatest Hasan moment literally ever. Someone in his chat is like, hey, people think you're kind of a freak. His response, blue VTuber, slander. This is the good. Hasan denies chatters' claim that normies have a horribly skewed view of him, brings up Nux, Taku, and Destiny. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing. Chat, people think you're a shitty guy, Hasan. Nux, Taku, read. I'm telling you, it's so good. How does this man sleep at night? But anyway, back to farming, because I felt like it's important to mention that he don't worry, I am still absolutely traumatizing this poor man. Poor man, traumatized for life. So yesterday, there was something that happened. This was a conversation between Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, incredibly orange, and slightly less orange individual over here, the President of South Africa. Now, I covered this. If you want to see my actual coverage of that, you absolutely can. You absolutely could watch my full coverage of that. I have already made a video about that. By the time this video is out, that video will be out. But today, we are not necessarily talking about the geopolitical state in South Africa as much as we are talking about how fucked Hasan Piker is. Now, as you could see, in the Hasan Piker is fucked franchise, 480% was absolutely one of the greatest in the entire franchise. I would say this one is very good too, but slight teasers because 500% is going to be the, it's going to be bigger than the content nuke. It's going to be crazy. So, anywho, they had quite the beef in the White House. You see, South African white farmers are getting murdered there. Their fields are getting burnt. Their land is being stolen. Trump calls them out, calls it a genocide against white people because you have large amounts of people and mobs in South Africa literally sitting and cheering and saying, kill the white man, kill the white farmer. So that sounds pretty genocidal, if you ask me. I don't know. I'm not saying there's a white genocide. I'm just saying Trump said there was. All right, listen. So Donald over here, the president of the United States of America, had a meeting with this guy in the Oval Office and literally played him a fucking clip compilation. He literally says to him, hey, Mr. Sir, denier of shit. He makes this face, and then he shows him the screen where essentially the most unbelievable shit actually happens. Now, you probably think, well, I mean, there's no way Hasan Piker, political commentator and potential retard, maybe a pedophile, as we've covered in the previous video on the How Fucked is Hasan Piker franchise. There's no way Hasan is gonna defend the chance to kill the white people. There's no way Hasan Piker is gonna take the side of the people trying to genocide the white people in South Africa. I mean, Hasan calls everything a genocide. There's no way he's gonna say this isn't a genocide. He says that there's a trans genocide in America. None of that's happening. There's no way Hamas Diddler Piker is going to be on the side against the white people in South Africa, right? So first the media had to have a little meltdown. New York Times, false claims of a genocide. ABC, unfounded genocide. CNN, debunked conspiracy theory of a genocide. Forbes, false claims of a genocide. But you watch the actual video.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South African, occupy land. That's who we are.
Yeah, so occupy land means killing the white farmer and stealing his land.
Honorable Speaker, you can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Honorable, yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing.
Right. So I wanted you to get an idea of what's actually going on in South Africa. This guy is an actual political member. He's not just some freak that got arrested for this. This is actually a member of the political body in South Africa. So he's just going out there and he's just like, we have to be ready to kill white people. And then they all sing, kill the Boer, kill the white farmer.
Shoot to kill. Come on, son.
Right? So like that's fucking crazy. Anyway, I already did a deep dive on the entire Trump conversation. We don't need to tread ground already. You could definitely check that out if you want. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a context here, so you know exactly what Hasan is about to be defending. Now, one of Hasan's major arguments here is that the South African president that Trump was talking to is not this guy. This is another politician in South Africa. But this is the president of South Africa.
The question of land, the land of our forefathers and our foremothers must return to our people without any fail and without any payment of compensation.
All right? You need to remember this clip, because this is a clip of the actual president of South Africa, the guy that was in the room with Trump, saying that we need to take the land away from the people without compensation. Okay? Now, Hasan is about to say this isn't true, so I feel like it's important for you to realize that this is actually true. Now, fake news decided to say, oh my god, it's an ambush, and Trump ambushed the guy. He ambushed the president of South Africa. He's just a nice man. You should have listened to him. Black man is speaking. Be silent and listen.
To the dramatic scene in the Oval Office today, the tense confrontation, President Trump ambushing the president of South Africa.
Next, another Oval Office meltdown. President Trump ambushing the president of South Africa.
President Trump is being accused of conducting something of a diplomatic ambush.
Ambush!
South Africa's president in the Oval Office.
To be with you, I'm Katie Tur. President Trump orchestrated another Oval Office ambush
today. Donald Trump meeting with the president of South Africa and attempting to ambush.
Ambush, guys! It's happening!
Zelensky territory, where essentially he was a bit ambushed inside the Oval Office.
Felt like an ambush in there. The President Zelensky meeting in the Oval Office.
This was an ambush.
Ambush!
It was orchestrated.
Orchestrated ambush!
His best diplomatic self to this meeting, but nothing could have prepared him for this multimedia ambush.
Ambush!
started as, to some degree, an ambush.
Well, Katie, I mean, it was an ambush.
Ambush.
Ambushed.
An ambush.
Ambushing.
Ambushed inside the Oval Office.
It's a clown world. Welcome to clown world, bro. Actual clown world. It's like, how dare Trump tell the guy, yo, why are you kind of letting white people get murdered in your country? And everyone's like, I can't believe Trump would do something like this. It's horrible. Now, something else interesting. And when I picked up on this, I realized why Hamas Diddler Piker over here, the man of all men, fighting for progressive rights of people. I found out why he's actually super pro the South African government and not super pro the white people in South Africa. This is Tapelo Ahmad. He is the mayor of Johannesburg, which I believe is the capital of South Africa. We stand with Hamas. Hamas stands with us. Together we are Palestine, and Palestine will be free. With our souls, with our blood, we will conquer Al-Aqsa. Al-Aqsa, for those of you unaware, is in Jerusalem. All right, this is Jerusalem. This is not Gaza. Al-Aqsa is Jerusalem. All right, so conquer Al-Aqsa means kill the Jews in Jerusalem. Now, you kind of have to wonder, why would Hasan Diddy Piker support the retards in South Africa that are kind of on this side? So, yeah, this is the mayor of Johannesburg. In case you are aware, it's kind of a genocidal cult over there a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, Hasan Piker is on the side of the genocidal freaks once again. If there is a real genocidal cult somewhere, you could bet the largest leftist political commentator on the planet is gonna be there to get their backs. So, I was watching through this, trying to take timestamps, but it turns out all of this is a timestamp. The entire fucking Hasan coverage is a timestamp. The whole first 30 minutes of his reaction is a glorious crash out, downplaying murder and propping up genocidal regimes and crashing out about everything and everyone. You have to watch this, because this might be the most insane coverage of a disgusting situation of all time.
Talk about that in a second. But yeah, these guys, we have devolved so spectacularly that on the one hand, I criticize slop tubers all the time.
That's me, I'm a slop tuber.
But on the other hand,
that's me. He calls me a slop tuber all the time. He criticizes me because I am a slop tuber. You know how you know that I'm a slop tuber? Because if you look at my Twitter bio, it clearly states over here, I am a slop tuber. All right, with 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Slop tuber.
The goddamn president is behaving like a slop tuber.
Basically, what Hasan is trying to say is that I am doing God's work, and much like President Donald J. Trump, winner of all 7 swing states, I am fighting for the people. Thank you, Hamas Piker. What a fantastic recommendation.
So what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? This is insane. He's got a clip compy.
I love how he thinks this is a bad thing. Anyone that thinks this is a bad thing is a retard. See, this is another retard detector, right? He is sitting there with a guy that is essentially enabling the murder and stealing the land of white people in South Africa. Like, dude, he's sitting with the guy that's enabling that from happening. Do you realize this? And he's like, I can't believe he's showing him clips where people in this country are directly advocating to fucking murder white people.
He had a clip compy ready to go to be like, what do you have to say about this? Seems like it's a real white genocide.
Yeah.
But how are you going to clip?
He had evidence. Dude, this is the craziest shit every single time. Every single time I see this, it blows my mind. It's like, Trump will say something, and everyone will be like, Trump just says things without evidence. He's just saying things without evidence. Trump is like, here we go, all the evidence. Look at how much evidence I have. And then they're like, ambush, ambush.
Clip chimp as the president, dude.
Yeah, Hasan trying to do his best Nux impression for that one. He knows I'm more famous than he is on YouTube these days.
Dude, what are you doing? What the are you doing? And no one seems to care. I watched Asmon before he came on. All I'm gonna say is,
oh, dude, immediate Asmongold crash out. Dude, you can be prepared for every Hasan moment of all time. Hasan hits every single point in his defense of the fucking freaks that are murdering people in South Africa.
I have a new renewed what? What are you saying? Oh, black fatigue. Oh yeah. Asmongold is entertaining the new meta of black fatigue, which is like, I'm sorry.
Dude, are you ready to hear how he describes black fatigue? So he calls Asmon. You have to be ready. Here's him calling Asmongold a white supremacist. All right. And completely misrepresenting the argument.
Lamest way to be a white supremacist. Just say it. Just say the N-word, dude. That shit is so frustrating where it's like you're such a pussy that on the one hand you're like you just can't openly be racist. You have to just be like, oh, I just have black fatigue. Like, what
He's so retarded.
This soy white.
This dude goes out here policing other people's white supremacy when he's fucking sitting back calling all Jews inbred and saying that every Jew in Israel needs to get murdered.
It's supremacy. If you're gonna be a white supremacist, just be a white supremacist. Like, what are we doing? Oh, it's emotional labor that I have to be around black people.
Projection? Bro, what are you talking about? Asmongold never said it's emotional labor to be around black people. The black fatigue thing is the idea that you had someone named Carmelo Anthony who murdered a white kid, stabbed a white kid in the heart and killed him. Okay? That dude was venerated as a hero for killing a white guy and made $500,000 on a GoFundMe. And got out on bail because the judge, also black, probably a coincidence, let him out. And somehow, it seems like it's a two-tier justice system for some reason. Black fatigue is the idea that a white person that says the N-word is immediately ostracized from society, but a black person that literally murders a white person gets out on bail instantly and becomes the hero. That is the fatigue that Asmongold is referring to. Not your fucking emotionally difficult to be around black people.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what the black fatigue is, it's good that you don't know what it is, but
don't worry, guys. He's gonna explain it to you in the most disingenuous way ever.
It's like a new TikTok thing, okay? Rap is the worst genre of music. I don't understand why people torture themselves with it.
This is really how he's describing what it is to his audience? Some people hate rap.
This is Ben Shapiro, okay? What? You are not bold. You are not subversive.
What?
You're just saying the things that Ben Shapiro was saying.
What?
And the things that your dad
what is
was
he talking
saying
about?
in like 1997.
What is he
That's
saying?
all you're doing.
He just conflates all of his arch nemesis at the same time. Asmongold, racist, Ben Shapiro, Israel.
God damn, dude. It's so annoying. It's like...
Remember, this is him covering what's going on in South Africa. This is his segment reacting to the South African president.
The worst genre of music. It's not even real music.
No one cares.
Shut the up.
It's not racist to not like rap music. What the fuck?
Who cares? Okay? Who cares? Shut up. Like, before people go, Hasan, you're so triggered. Like, I don't even listen.
He knows how triggered he is.
Listen to any music, okay?
Oh, great flex. I just don't listen to music. You see, I'm subhuman. The only music I listen to is the very musical Houthis. Wait, let me get this straight. Hasan Piker, all right, terrorist supporter, maybe a pedophile. This guy doesn't listen to music, but does like the Houthis, terrorists, for being a musical people.
Don't listen to any music.
He only listens to terrorist propaganda music videos.
I don't listen to any music. I don't care. I don't care that like this person is like, oh, I don't like rap music. It's like, no.
He turned Asmongold making a statement into hating rap music, which makes you a white supremacist. Do you realize how fucking retarded this guy is?
Oh, you are just doing this incredibly cowardly way of just being like black culture, which is the most consumed culture, perhaps the most significant aspect of American culture.
So immediately, Hasan thinks that black culture is the most significant part of American culture, which is definitely a take, for sure. Absolutely. It's holy shit. Holy shit. He is coping and seething, trying to find a way to turn Asmongold into a racist, while he's saying that not liking rap music makes you racist, but he doesn't listen to any music, except for terrorist music videos. Are we on the same page?
Okay.
You see, the culture of America, it's not really about, like, freedom or any of that shit. No, it's none of that. It's about black culture. Black culture is the #1 culture of America.
Is shitty and is lame and it sucks. Why? Because black people made it. It's just rage bait. And
what is he
not
saying?
only is it rage bait, but it's like the lowest form of rage bait because it's the most cowardly form of rage bait. They should be like, it's not real music. Yeah, okay, dude.
What the fuck? How did he turn this into music? Asmongold was talking about the two-tier justice system in America where it seems like black people can get away with bigger crimes. That's what he said, all right? That was Asmongold's take. How on earth do you turn this into he's racist because he doesn't listen to rap music?
Ay. Did I say the same shit about country pop? I just want to thank you for inspiring me to get politically involved in my community. I'm part of DSA and now I'm running for city.
Actually, I'm anti-racist because I do listen to black music. Did you hear the new Heil Hitler song?
Council, hell yeah. I know KNEECAP got brought up for terrorism charges.
Yeah, baby! If you don't know who KNEECAP is, I've covered this in the past in my Hasan Piker is Fuck franchise. In the Hasan Piker is Fuck franchise specifically, there was, let me see, which episode was the KNEECAP episode of the How Fucked is Hasan Piker franchise? Just need to make sure you can understand how all of Hasan's friends are being arrested for terrorist charges, and this is very funny. Very, very funny indeed. So, in the How Fucked is Hasan Piker franchise, in 400% Fucked, there was a band called KNEECAP, which openly advocated for violence against Jews, directly supports Hezbollah and Hamas, and he got arrested on terrorism charges. So Hasan is actually crashing out that his friend got arrested for terrorism charges. It's a good day.
No, I'm gonna talk about it. Where was I? Dude, everything sucks.
Yeah! That's how you know shit's going well.
Everything sucks. Let's start with the South African.
Oh, look at him. He's seething.
President.
He wakes up unhappy every day, knowing that it's counting. It's counting down. Because when Hasan hits 1,000% fucked, he knows he'll be in prison.
Coming to the White House. And it's like, it's one of those situations where you can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? What are you supposed to do? You have to go there. You have to talk to the guy. Right? And you know he's going to...
First of all, no, you don't. You do not have to talk to the guy.
Be a dickhead in the process.
All right. Turn the lights down. All right, so I covered this yesterday. Trump basically tells everyone, turn the lights down, look at the screen. He points out the screen, and he lets a 4-minute clip compilation of basically inciting violence to murder all white people to play.
And just put this on. It's right behind you.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not?
So in the midst of this normal conversation, from what I understand, Donald Trump just...
From what I understand, he didn't even watch the context. Political commentator, am I right? Political commentator didn't even watch the context, goddammit.
Comes in hot, okay?
For those of you that need to know the context, because I actually did cover it, because I am actually a journalist. I do journalism, okay? I do a journalism every once in a while. Unlike Hamas Piker, he's a propagandist. I do a journalism. Unlike slop tubers like Hasan, all right? He's too busy in brothels having sex with potentially children to actually, come up with shit like this. But if you want actual context, this guy denied that there was racism against white people in South Africa. He denied that there was any form of white genocide. He said it's not true. And Mr. President, you just need to listen to me and I will completely change your opinion. So Trump said, oh, really? Well, take a look at this clip. That is a little bit of context that I feel like changes definitely what he's saying at all.
Don't want to be that chatter, but are you covering the Israel-Iran situation? What do you think?
All right, completely normal message in his chat. I love this so much because this crash out is insane. Completely normal message in his chat. Hey, can you cover the Israel-Iran situation? I mean, he is a political commentator. Are you ready for the most normal Hasan response?
Yesterday, and of course I'm going to cover it today as well. Just calm down, okay? We'll get to all of it.
Calm down! Calm down! Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Occupy land. South African occupy land. That's who we are. How can we drop this? Never be scared to kill.
Right, so listen, the video that's playing in here is never be scared to kill the white man, we will take land, all right? Now, you realize what's actually being played, right? All right, that's what's played. Get ready for Hasan's coverage.
Demand that at some point there must be killing because the killing is part of a revolutionary act.
Yeah, at some point there must be killing, says the very fine man. Right, kill the Boer, right? Boer is the white farmer. All right, so that's what he's saying. And he's laughing! He's laughing, bro!
Bro, okay.
All right. So now he's definitely going to say, well, actually, killing white people is bad.
Hey, this is a real serious question that I have to ask right now. Do we think that Donald Trump has the capacity to tell people apart?
And that is Hasan's take. He doesn't even mention the fact that he just watched a display of open advocacy for genocide in South Africa. He immediately says, Trump's racist. He can't tell black people apart. What the fuck?
Do we think that Donald Trump thinks Julius Malema is the president? And
then as Hasan's strongest editor, Trump 100% thinks that's the same guy. Good job, Hasan's editor.
Do you think Donald Trump unironically looked at this clip compilation and thought, oh, that's you?
Why the fuck does it matter who it is? I don't understand. What is even going on? This dude is a member of the government that is making rallies with 100,000 people. All right, we covered this in the last video. And in those rallies, they're all chanting "murder the white man." All right, and the government didn't do anything about that. The government turns a blind eye. The government doesn't even really seem to punish the people that do force these white farmers out of their lands. What?
I don't.
Dude, this is the biggest slop tuber of all time.
I don't know. It's a.
And the reason why I wanted to show this to you so badly was because he actually said in this clip, the actual president, this is the guy that's in the room with Trump, said he wants to take away land without compensation. Interesting.
Possibility, because the guy that he's talking to is Ramaphosa, a totally separate guy. But I think Donald Trump might legitimately think that this person on the screen, a whole separate person, is actually the same guy that he's talking to right now.
This is completely irrelevant.
Ramaphosa, sorry, not Fosa.
Dude is sweating. Not a happy camper, this man. Uh-oh.
The man of D-Day in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man.
How is he laughing at this? The guy is literally chanting, "Kill the white man," and dude's just giggling on the side.
They tell them will pay because you have turned a white man. Not because Mashaba and so.
Why is he showing these videos? Because he's a embarrassing little gremlin, dude.
Or because he made his statement and it was denied by the president and he's proving his point. I know how this guy doesn't think that actual evidence matters, unless it's evidence of women getting raped. Then it's important, but only if they're Jews.
Why? Because he's basically Ethan Klein.
That's right. Donald Trump is basically Ethan Klein because he substantiates his arguments.
Like, he's literally doing an Ethan Klein move here.
Bro, I love how this man doesn't even seem to get bothered at all by the fact that there are people calling for a white genocide on the screen right now. And he's just like, Trump is so embarrassing for calling him out. What?
On the global stage, as the leader of the most powerful nation on the planet, this is where we're at. Our president is a Facebook.
This is the greatest thing that, I'm just saying, this is the greatest thing Trump's done in the Oval Office, in my opinion. Absolute fucking Giga Chad move. Yeah. This was fucking awesome. He pushed his balls to the fire. All right, enough of this shit.
Grandpa, our president will look at memes and go, well, what do you have to say about this? This is what he's showing the South African president, okay, who is from a totally separate party.
This is retarded. Yeah, he's from a separate party, but he's from the government. He is the president, and he's letting rallies calling for the genocide of white people go unchecked, unbalanced, and with no punishment to people that are murdering white farmers.
For the record, a clip compilation of Malema. Malema is the leader of the EFF, a separate party in South Africa, okay? This is a totally separate human being. A group of older men meet in Washington to gossip about me. No significant amount of intelligence evidence has been produced about white genocide. We will not agree to compromise on our political principles on land expropriation without compensation for political.
Do you see what he's even saying?
Expediency.
Like, he's defending this guy. He's defending, this is Malema, the guy on the video shouting to kill white people. And he, of course, denies that it's a genocide, but he does want to steal their land without compensation. He's like, listen, bros, listen. I deny the genocide allegations, even though I'm telling people to kill white people, but we are taking their land without paying for it.
I'm from the UK. Do Americans think this shit is as cringe as everybody else? I
love how he's saying everybody else. I think the majority of the world is on Trump's side. I'll be real. I'm talking about civilians.
Don't know.
Obviously, in the United Kingdom, if you say some shit, you can get arrested if you make a mean Facebook post. But I think most of the world agrees that this was an incredibly gangster move that Trump did.
Oh, I assume no. They probably think this is brilliant. A lot of Americans also don't have the capacity to understand that this is a totally separate political party.
Dude, everyone knows it's a separate political party. He even said it in the actual interview if you would have watched it. You're watching out of context clips. You're supposed to be a political commentator, bro. They said in the actual interview that it's a different political party. I'm telling you, this guy's a retard.
They also don't understand that it is a constitutional right to do expropriation of land, and it never actually took place. It was one of the biggest criticisms of the ANC government in the aftermath of the dissolution of the apartheid in South Africa, and that the reason why the the Boer in South Africa, the Afrikaners that are claiming that white genocide is happening, is because the ANC is moving in the direction of enforcing at least some of this constitutional right. Now, the constitutional right is
he's such a retard.
Is land expropriation.
Yeah, with payment. True. That's the constitutional right, with payment.
With market rate compensation.
He's right. That's what it's supposed to be. But that's not what's happening, brother. That's not the complaint. The complaint isn't the Constitution. There's no constitutional right to kill farmers or burn their crops or scare them out of town or steal their land. Dude, this clip that I showed you earlier, this is the same president that was in the room with Trump, and he directly says, I'm sorry for the audio. Twitter is shitty audio.
The land of our forefathers and our foremothers must return to our people without any fail and without any payment of compensation.
He literally ran his campaign on taking the land of white people without compensation. He literally ran his campaign on that. Bro, what the fuck constitutional rights have to do with anything here? The issue isn't the fact that the Constitution exists. The issue is the fact that they're killing white people. This is crazy.
They're not
I'm sorry the audio is low. It's a Twitter issue, yeah.
Just like going up to these dudes and being like, it's our land now, off. They're supposed to, this is again a constitutionally protected right. Land expropriation and reallocation of land, redistribution of land is literally in the South African Constitution. Okay? It's not just eminent domain. It's not just eminent domain. It's like this is the reparation structure that is supposed to exist because lo and behold, this might shock you guys.
All right, try time to bring back ancient history to explain why it's okay to murder civilians.
Is 10% of the South African nation
7%,
is white.
7%.
They, however, own 90% of the land because that's what it was. It was a settler colony.
Settler colony! According to Hasan, it's okay to murder civilians if they are settlers, and he considers everyone settlers. White people in America are settlers. Jews in Israel are settlers. White people in South Africa are settlers, and therefore you can kill them. And he's kind of cool with it. Kind of weird. It's kind of wild how this guy supports everyone that supports terrorists. Babies are settlers.
Goddamn time. So, of course, there is supposed to be, 7%. Of course, there is supposed to be some reparations in this process. It was supposed to happen immediately
Supposed to happen that there were reparations. Yeah, they're killing them now, but you know.
Of the apartheid, and it never took place.
Oh.
And the enforcement at this point, I don't know what Ramaphosa thought to do in the situation. Like, have you thought to butter Trump
up? I love how he's not even addressing what Trump brought up at all. The fact that there are these speeches talking about killing white people and taking their land without compensation. Like, he is not addressing the situation that they are literally talking about.
And hope he likes you enough. They brought him a golf book as a gift. And also brought famous South African golfers law. Given that I think Ramaphosa did what he could, he didn't try to debate Trump, thank God. Yeah, like these guys are one of the only, I think Africa technically is the only state that did not go through the process of like complete decolonialization.
Africa, the only state
where
he misspoke. I don't think Hasan is a complete retard that he thinks Africa is a single state. All right, I don't think he thinks that, but he misspoke. Watch him crash out about his misspeak.
You can still be a white person, a person of British background, or a person of like Dutch background, an Afrikaner, and still live in the country that you.
I know he means South Africa, but he said Africa, and chat corrects him, and he has a complete fucking crash out.
Obviously,
he's at the end of his rope. Blue Voldemort brainworms have really taken hold.
Colonial occupier of, and it's interesting because it's like, yeah, South Africa. Yes. What did I say? The state of South Africa is the only state in Africa.
Oh, God.
No, the only state in Africa, the continent, if I'm not mistaken. I'm saying
it's the only state. He's wrong, by the way. There are other states, too, in Africa.
South Africa is the only state in the African continent where the colonial occupiers were not fully purged from the ranks. I didn't say the nation of Africa. I'm saying it's the only state in Africa, the continent. Brother, you said the state of Africa? No, I'm gonna end the broadcast. Yeah. I think. No, it's not true. Namibia and Kenya, for example, Botswana too.
Oops, 3 other states in Africa that have the exact same shit. Oh, So not only did he misspeak, but what he said was also substantive, completely wrong.
Okay, I might be wrong on it regardless.
Yeah. Your statement was wrong. You misspoke. You're impressive. You're an impressive political commentator, if I do say so myself. Bro actually rage quitted from that. That was amazing. Yeah, on the ground journalist, in case you're unaware.
But no, it's because chatters think that this is a haha funny moment to be like, oh, classic trope. He said country of Africa. It's like the classic uneducated person that says like, that treats Africa like a country, okay? The entire continent like a country. And
I don't want them to think I'm like a classically uneducated person. I'm incredibly educated, which is why he supports every terrorist organization you could fucking think of. If Hasan thinks that all people that are not in their original countries are colonizers, why is Hasan pro-immigration? Chat, you're not supposed to make sense, all right? You're not supposed to make logical sense. We're making fun of retards, all right? Listen, shut up, bro. None of his arguments make sense at all. If everyone is forever an immigrant, then no one is ever native to anywhere, ever. Like, he's a gigantic hypocrite. It's crazy.
they think that they got me on that, knowing full well that that's not my position. But they just want to meme around, all right? That's what it is. That's what's going on, and that's what they're trying to do. I just have no time for it, okay?
I have no time! I have no time to be memed around by my chat. People in my chat making a joke. They have no respect for my crash out that is happening right now. Nobody talk about the fact that, how long was this broadcast of his?
Well, the actions of their ancestors,
ancestors. I have no time for it, he says in his 8-hour and 40-minute long stream. I have no time for this. That's my guy.
Hey, Ramaphosa.
Dude, I'll be real here. Watching his actual coverage of political situations, not only is he a complete retard that doesn't know anything about anything, and not only is he completely performative in every possible way, that just straight up supports terrorists all the time. You have to wait for 500% fuck. That video is going to be a masterpiece. I'm just letting you know in advance. But get ready, guys. Get ready for the real truth here. The real truth is his mental state is dilapidating fast. And the fact that he immediately gets called out in his chat and his first response is, blue VTuber guy. That's the greatest thing ever.
Said that it wasn't true. It was a clip from a few days ago. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Anyway, the reason why I'm mentioning all of this is because I need people to understand. I need people to understand the background here before you dive into a clip compilation of.
He gave us the background, guys, without watching the context. He gave us the background.
A person that Trump has identified as like doing white genocide. But the real reasons as to why they're claiming that there is a white genocide happening when there is no white genocide happening.
Yeah, genocide is only when the people I don't like are doing the genocide. Am I right, Hasan? Am I right? Genocide is only when other people are doing the genocide. When it's people I like doing the genocide, that's not a genocide.
Is because...
You know who the most genocidal people out there are, in my opinion? Hamas. The terrorists that literally say they want to murder all Jews and all Christians. Those are genocidal freaks. Suspiciously supported by the mayor of Johannesburg in South Africa. Suspiciously also supported by Hamas diddly bin Laden Piker.
Of the slow legal process that the ANC is pushing for at this point. For at least like the lightest of land expropriation.
Oh,
that was
the lightest of land expropriation. Notice how he has not yet mentioned the actual murder of white people and stealing their land, right? He didn't mention that yet. I'm just trying to make sure we're on the same page here. He didn't mention the elephant in the room. All right.
Again, a constitutionally protected...
It's the lightest of killing of white farmers, okay?
Right. For the black South African citizens.
Yeah, that's not the complaint
That's
here.
it.
Not the
and
complaint.
ANC, especially at this stage, is not a competent display of leadership that they're engaging in. One might even say even after the
he's still crashing out. You notice he watched 1 minute of the actual compilation video that Trump showed. This is how he discredits information. He'll show 1 minute and he'll go on a tangent for 30 minutes and then he'll never actually have to address the 1 minute he reacted to.
Apartheid's dissolution, there was still there was still a lot of problems with their lack of interest in land expropriation. So they're in this unique predicament where they're trying to they're just trying to manage the anger that people understandably have due to the horrible economic standards for black South Africans that has not changed all too significantly in spite of having more civil liberties as opposed to in the apartheid structure where they had no civil liberties. Their economic circumstances have not actually changed at all. South Africa is an incredibly poor...
Dude, and I love how his solution to this is, that means it's okay to kill white people. Like, you gotta realize it all loops back to the same thing.
Country. An incredibly... a country where there's a tremendous amount of inequality still for black people. So... that's the situation ahead of us. That's the situation in front of us. This is precisely the reason why, people are feeling some type of way about it. The other reason why they're claiming white genocide, there's a couple different reasons why they're claiming white genocide. Number one.
Okay, all right.
Obviously, this is a major point for white nationalists. So
if you're against murdering white people and stealing their land, you must be a white nationalist. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're on the same page. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Donald Trump is trying to offer them a little bone here to say, like, no, I'm with you. Okay, give them a nod. Give them a nod that he is still with the white nationalists, that their like pet issues are something that matters to him. The other reason why he's doing this is because it is a political weapon he can wield against...
him trying to stop the murder of innocent white people because they're white is obviously a political weapon. Of course.
In South Africa, which, of course...
maybe the main reason why they're bringing this up is because that they're killing thousands of white people in South Africa and stealing their land and burning their fields. Maybe that's why he's bringing it up. I love how he cannot even address the basic bitch shit that he just watched. The fact that there are stadiums calling for the death and murder of white people. All right, literally, just sitting there calling for the death and murder of white people, but without exaggeration. And he's just like, it's probably a political move. I just decided to tweet this because Kanye just said, I am done with anti-Semitism. So I decided I would tweet this out saying that ye saved the Jews with this one. That's my guy. Literally a better friend to the Jews than Hasan Piker somehow. That's right.
Set up a court case in the International Criminal Justice Court against Israel doing a genocide.
There we go! Every single time. Every single time. Dude, is this not insane? Is this not the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life? Why is America calling out the murder of white people in South Africa? Well, obviously, it's to destabilize South Africa so that South Africa could no longer criticize Israel. Of course. Of course that's why. Here, one more time. You have to see this. This is amazing.
It is a political weapon he can wield against South Africa, which, of course, set up a court case in the International Criminal Justice Court against Israel doing a genocide.
There it is. There it is. Nothing to say. Nothing to say. That must be what it is. And according to Ryan, I have a boner. Very cool, Ryan.
The ICJ has a genocide court case in front of them. ICJ is state versus state.
There it is. Oh, that must be it.
Okay. And the state that brought up the genocide charge...
Hasan out there collecting Hamas allies like they're Pokemon. He's doing his best.
...against the state of Israel is South Africa. So, of course...
So the reason why Trump is criticizing the murder of white people in South Africa by the thousand is because South Africa is criticizing Israel in a war that they didn't start, let me remind you.
First, this is a little bit of a no you situation from Donald Trump.
That's what Donald Trump is doing. It's all about Israel. You see this meeting about Donald Trump and the president of South Africa where they're arguing about white people getting killed in South Africa and the leadership in South Africa and the political parties in South Africa and the chance to kill white people in South Africa? It's obviously all about Israel.
Like, oh, good on...
And here we have the real reason. Wow, Chad out there learning things in real time. It's the Jews. It's the Jews. It's the Jews.
On you. Oh, look at you claiming that there is a genocide going on in Israel, which is the most moral nation on the planet, the best nation on the planet. How dare you do a genocide case against Israel while they're doing a genocide? That's not very cash money of you, my guy. You're doing a genocide, actually. Guess what? You're doing a white genocide.
But he's upset that he brought evidence. You have to realize this. You have to realize he's upset that Trump is showing evidence to his claim because of the Jews, obviously.
Someone asked him about the ICJ. Trump clearly had no clue. It doesn't matter. It's not Trump that's setting this stuff up.
That's not Trump. It's not Trump. You have to realize this is Hasan's strategy. It's all Trump's fault. Trump is evil. He's an evil mastermind. He's a genius, the way he manipulates everything. And he's evil and he's a genius. But also, Trump is an idiot and a buffoon and he just gets pulled along. Like, that's his plan every time.
Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller,
Stephen Miller is the one who's setting this stuff up.
Obviously. Yes.
Trump doesn't know his ass from his elbow. He is rapidly Brandonizing.
Yeah, Trump and Biden, they're basically the same.
Okay, he is rapidly and alarmingly Brandonian day after day. It's the bald Himmler on his ass cheeks that's basically designing all of this shit.
True.
What are you expecting on the ICJ case? Are you expecting South Africa?
It's not Trump. Trump's a retard. He's just surrounded by an army of Hitlers.
On which case?
The ICJ
The International Criminal Justice.
I don't expect anything, to be honest. I really don't. I don't know. They've got cases, a lot of anger there, tremendous anger. I don't expect anything. We'll see what happens. We'll have a ruling, and who knows what the ruling is going to mean.
One good thing from this meeting is that the ICJ case seems to be off the table for negotiations, at least I hope. Regardless if Ramaphosa withdrew from the ICJ.
Dude, he's still talking about Israel. Do you realize what's happening? He's still talking about Israel.
It would be political suicide in South Africa. People here are overwhelmingly pro-Palestine. Yeah, of course. They have like
Yeah, of course. The people that are shouting for the murder of white people are pro-Palestine. Your strongest defenders! Your strongest allies! Do you see? This is insane.
Hamas and pro-Hezbollah banners.
Oh, great. Good argument. They are supporting actual genocidal terrorist organizations like Hamas and Hezbollah that outward and directly want to murder everyone that's not Muslim. Woo! Let's go!
South Africa, at least what I've seen. I don't know.
At least what I've seen, they support terrorist organizations that caused the murders of, I don't know, what did Hezbollah do? They contributed to the deaths of, how many people in Syria? 650,000 people in Syria murdered. No, he never talks about that. 650,000 people. I never heard Hasan even bring this up. Who cares?
I don't know.
What does he care? They're cool and base. They have sex slaves in Hamas. So, Hamas are really good people. Hasan approves.
What is the ICJ? I don't know. Who cares? Oh, yeah. You're not showing up automatically on the Twitch app. I had to search to find you. I don't care, dude.
I don't care about my views. Anyway, Asmongold has so many views.
Who cares? Who gives a shit? All right, I'm being blacklisted again, probably. It's probably...
No, you're not.
Probably not the case. There's something wrong with your algorithm. Yeah. No, the ICC case is a separate case. The International Criminal Court is a separate court than the International Court of Justice.
True.
The International Court of Justice is state versus state.
Notice he's not talking about the fact that white people are getting murdered in South Africa yet. He didn't bring that up yet. He's not talking. You reacted to 1 minute.
International Criminal Court
and he had this crash out. This is awesome.
Is a body that has prosecutors that can prosecute individuals for war crimes. The ICJ prosecutes states for war crimes and
Did you see about how the ICC, the International Criminal Court, where they said that Netanyahu's a war criminal? It turned out that the guy who was doing that ended up getting arrested for sexual assault, and apparently he used the Netanyahu case as a way to mask himself. Did you see that? That's fucking awesome. That's a pretty cool bit of news that I'm sure Hasan never brought up. I'm sure Hasan isn't a big fan of this little piece of information. That would be pretty shitty. Not very cash money of the ICC chief that used the Gaza situation to silence sexual assault accusers. Not very cash money. Not very cash money of this fine individual, this pleasant-looking lad. Ooh, that's pretty awkward. I'm sure Hasan brought that up.
Crime of genocide. The International Criminal Court, on the other hand, prosecutes individuals for war crimes.
All right, we watched 1 minute of the interview. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, on that subject, what are you expecting?
There will be times, come on.
This dude is very uncomfortable.
Starting with this whiteness, we're cutting the
He does not want to see what's going on the screen. I mean, look at this. He is not looking at the television. He's fucking shifty. Not a happy man. That dude's yelling, "Kill the boar, the farmer." And dude, and look at the chat. They're all laughing. They're literally laughing. Look at this. Kill the boar. Do you see Hasan's chat? The boar is the white farmer. Is this not insane? They're laughing, bro. And Hasan, he's not looking. Holy shit. This is humiliating, bro. It is humiliating looking at this chat. Hasan not paying attention to them chanting to kill the white people. His chat laughing about how hilarious it is that they're chanting to kill the white people.
Vtube was not for the killing of white people, at least for now. I never see the future. you'd understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter. They freak out. It sounds like a genocidal.
Yeah, and the guy's like, it sounds like this is a genocidal slogan. Get ready for the response. Here, look at this. Look at the subtitles on this one. You're gonna run. You're gonna run away, and we are gonna shoot you. Kill the white farmer. Do you see what is being played in South Africa? Hasan, you want to react a little harder, bro? You want to react harder?
Who will expropriate land without compensation.
All right, he just said expropriate land without compensation. Remember how Hasan was saying it's a constitutional right to expropriate land with compensation? All these politicians are talking about doing it without compensation. So it turns out Hasan's entire argument is not an argument at all. He is just kind of virtue signaling and signaling, I think, not even implicitly, but pretty obviously, that he is on the side of the people calling for a white genocide.
It or not, if they object, they can seek refugee in America.
If they object, they can seek refugee in America. We're not paying them for their land, and we're going to kill them if they don't leave. That's what he's saying. That is what he is directly saying. And Hasan has no comment now.
Now, this is very bad. These are the...
Being a guest in the Oval Office.
And there we go. He does not address a single thing that was actually shown that completely destroyed his entire argument. He doesn't address one thing. He just decides to read chat messages about how Orange Man bad.
Office has become a chance for Trump to try to humiliate you in front of the world. I know. The problem is it's humiliating for Donald Trump.
This was not humiliating for Donald Trump. This was humiliating to the president of South Africa that just claimed that there is no incitement of violence towards white people in South Africa a minute before this. But you didn't watch the fucking interview, Mr. On-the-ground journalist. You didn't watch the context whatsoever. You're just kind of sitting here. This was humiliating for Donald. This was humiliating for the guy that's fucking sitting there in power while there's a white genocide potentially going on in his country.
Of course, this is not something that, like, it's just like the Zelensky shit, right? Like, what Donald Trump did to Zelensky was supposed to be humiliating for Zelensky, but it actually was humiliating for America because every other country and its citizens that look at that,
all the retards, yeah,
back and forth, that look at that conversation, they go, this is the most insane thing I've ever watched. What the is going on? The problem, on the other hand, is that for average Americans, they actually do think that this is a display of strength and dominance.
It is. It absolutely is a display of strength and dominance. Absolutely! How can you possibly compare literally anything here? Ukraine is not committing a fucking genocide, all right? That's for one. I know that he's a pretty big fan of some communists in Russia, I guess. But how insanely self-aware do you need to be to recognize that you're a complete fucking fraud? It is insane to watch him sit there and make these statements.
Because they're stupid. We are a nation of stupids. Getting increasingly dumber.
And Hasan is helping, because Hasan so far, in his incredibly busy day where he had an 8-hour and 40-minute broadcast, has spouted nothing but false information and literal lies and terrible equivalences and completely and utterly washed down and diluted the situation. He did not react to a single thing shown on the actual broadcast. He's just sitting there roasting his own fan base, calling them all idiots. Very cool. This is insane.
By the day, increasingly more racist by the day. So if everyone is stupid...
Increasingly more racist. And this guy calls all Jews inbred. And calls for killing white people. And supports these people that are killing white people. And he doesn't know why, Mr. Largest leftist political streamer on the planet, he doesn't know why the country is getting more racist. When he advocates for racism against Jews and white people all the time.
You might as well be stupid too. It doesn't matter. And that's where we're at. Every homeschooled nation, all 6%, 76% literacy rate in this goddamn country, richest person on the planet.
So remember, the Department of Education, Trump wants to shut it down, all right? I'll give you a little backstory. He wants to shut down the Department of Education because the literacy rate is shit. Obviously, they're, in my opinion, indoctrinating kids with fucking stupid bullshit ideologies instead of teaching them actual normal things like math or English. Instead, they're like, we don't need to teach you math and English. We don't care if you can read. We need to make sure you understand all 47 correct pronouns that can be used at any given time, which is definitely more important, in my opinion. That's being taught in schools. So Trump wants to shut down the Department of Education. And Hasan is sitting here. Why are there so many stupid people? While he directly goes against Trump wanting to shut down the Department of Education.
76% literacy rate. Of course, this is the type of shit that Donald Trump is doing. And it's actually making waves amongst the dumbest Americans. Every American has the brain capacity of an iPad kid.
Yeah, everyone.
It's so crazy.
Remember, Hasan hates America, so he doesn't include himself.
54% of adult Americans can't read above a 6th grade level.
Pretty weird.
You don't need to be mean. What are you saying? I don't need to be mean. What am I supposed to do? Say that it's like perfectly normal for the goddamn president of the wealthiest nation on the planet to run a clip compy like he's a slop tuber? What do you
see how insane he's like crashing out here?
Ethan Klein? What is this? He did the exact same shit that Ethan Klein tried to pull on me.
You mean provide evidence to back up his claim? Bro is tweaking. What is happening?
Where he's like, well, what do you think about this other guy? This other guy said a lot of mean things. Nasty things. What do you have to say? He's like, well, he's not a part of my party. What do you...
Nasty things? 100,000 people in a stadium calling for the deaths of white people where white people are getting murdered on a massively too large rate? Like, where they're burning their fields and stealing their land and murdering white people? Like, how do you just say that, oh, there's the guy that's saying mean things?
Go on. This is no different than being like, defend the Sabra hummus tier list. Like, what?
An objectively racist tier list.
What the? This is two leaders of two separate states sitting side by side in the White House. This is a moment of national shame, okay? A moment, if we were at least a little bit more intelligent, we would look to this collectively and go, this is perhaps the most insane thing that has happened so far, only to...
How is this so insane? I don't understand. Like, there's a guy who is the president of a country that is not doing anything about the fact that you have political leaders that are yelling about murdering white people. They're murdering white people. They're killing white people. They're stealing their lands. They're burning their fields. He brought it up to the president of South Africa in the meeting. The president of South Africa denied it, smugly said, oh, you just need to listen to what I have to say and it'll change your mind. And he fucking dropped the evidence. Are you, like, actually retarded?
We will most likely experience an even more insane thing tomorrow, given how things have happened.
I hope so. If he considers this insane, I hope we experience more and more insane things. Because holy shit, it's about time someone actually has the balls to put people's face to the fire.
So far, no shame. No shame for Americans whatsoever. We revel.
Why should America feel shame when they call out South Africa for murdering white people? Why should America feel shame? America should feel based as fuck.
In our stupidity. We revel in our stupidity. We think it's a badge of honor. Nowadays, like, the last generation of Republicans used vice signaling. They substituted vice as a virtue. They would be like, the meaner I get, the worse I get, the more I dunk on marginalized populations, the cooler it is. I'm gonna be an asshole.
The more I dunk on marginalized populations, overdosing on soy, yelling about how this is racism somehow. What the... Dude, if there was a black genocide, all right, where you had white people murdering black people in South Africa and stealing their lands, holy fuck, this man would not be on the same wavelength.
So, for the sake of being an asshole, because people are going to read that as a positive, was the last generation's conservative movement. Now,
notice how Hasan has nothing bad to say about the Muslim grooming gangs that are in England that are raping and grooming children. He has nothing bad to say about that. That's fine. We don't care. That's awesome. We love and support that. Hell yes. But white people getting killed in South Africa? Holy shit. You only killed 1,000 of them?
Now, it's also a badge of honor to be dumb and racist, okay? Not only am I signaling vices, I'm also dumb. I'm signaling how stupid I am. And yeah.
True. He is signaling how stupid he is. It's true. He's making good content for me right now. He doesn't realize that the Hasan Piker is fuck franchise is getting better by the minute.
People are just...
And you are not ready for 500%. You think 490% is aight?
As stupid as the president is, or even stupider than the president is, they respond positively to this. They go, yeah, that's my president. He owned this guy. It's fantastic.
These are burial sites right here. Burial sites.
Now, what are you going to say about this one, Hasan? I mean, he didn't address the last one, so I'm sure he's not going to address this either.
Sites
All right, so for those of you that didn't catch my previous coverage, right over here are burial sites, as you can see by the crosses on both sides of the highway. All right, as you can see by all the crosses, each cross is a different white guy that was murdered in South Africa. And these cars are the families of these white people that came to visit their graves in mass graves on the side of the highway. I wonder if Hasan has anything weird to say about this.
Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to...
You don't know why you're talking? Have some respect. The president of South Africa is actively committing a genocide. Why don't you stand up like that, what you did with Israel?
He saw Israel in the comments, so he felt the need to respond. Get ready.
Oh, wow. What an incredible genocide it's been for the white South Africans.
What?
That every white South African, Afrikaners, and everyone else basically laughs at these dumb fat piggies that...
Right. Remember, if you call Frogan fat, he will call you ableist, right? If you call his friends fat, then you're not allowed to call people fat. Unless it's white people. Then you could call fat.
We actually shipped to the United States of America.
They shipped 50 people. 50 white refugees from South Africa went to America. Compare that to the 20 million illegal aliens that hopped over the border over the last 4 years.
Where they're, like, everyone in South Africa, white people, black people are like, what the f do you mean, a genocide?
No, the white people in South Africa do not say that. You are literally lying.
Oh, I got a boo-boo in my finger.
You realize he's showing you 1,000 mass graves at the side of the highway. And he's like, it's like a boo-boo on my finger. Like, can you imagine, someone saying that about Gaza to this guy? He would lose his shit. So someone in Gaza had hurt his toe? And now you're freaking out. Can you imagine the response you'd get?
There's a genocide happening. You genocided my finger.
He realizes that the word genocide lost all meaning. Hell yeah, dude.
What a spectacular display of genocide that's taking place, where the overwhelming majority of all victims of even the farm murders are still the black workers at the farms, the farmhands.
He's such a retard. He does not understand the meaning of the words per capita. Let me explain something. 93% of the people are black people, man. Okay, only 7% of the people are white. So yes, there's obviously going to be more black people dying in the country than white people, because only 7% of the people are white. What the hell argument is this?
It's a white genocide when black people are dying at alarmingly high rates.
Yeah, because the governance of the country is fucked, and there are black people and white people getting killed in horrible crimes. Completely true. You're right. The country's fucked. Also, they're advocating for stealing the land and murdering white farmers. How are these two things not true?
Incredible white genocide taking place here. Later on in the conference,
now statistics matter. But listen, you tell Hasan that 13% of the American population commits 50% of the crimes, or whatever one of those statistics, he will call you a racist. Statistics are only racist when it makes black people look bad, I guess.
Asked their white agricultural minister to speak, and he calls the genocide allegations completely insane. Yeah.
Oh, South Africa denies the allegations. Well, look at that. Problem solved. South Africa finds themselves completely innocent of all wrongdoing. Hell yeah, baby. That's my guy. Woo! Happens. Let's go. I mean, Israel finds themselves innocent of everything too. So are you sure that this is the road you want to go?
It's so utterly ridiculous, dude. Right. It is so ridiculous.
Yeah, right.
It's so funny. You sound like an Israeli now. Wow, it's interesting how from the perspective of that chatter, he's listening to you now as we listen to the Israelis yap on TV.
He's getting so fucked up. His chat is... Because it turns out Hasan isn't pro-genocide or anti-genocide. Hasan isn't pro-people dying or not pro-people dying. He is purely and utterly pro the virtue signal grift. He's a grifter. I'm going to tell you something. I've said this in the past. I'll say it again, and I'm going to say it again in the 500% fuck video, because that video is going to fuck you up. Hasan doesn't care about Palestinians. He doesn't give a shit about them, or he would condemn Hamas. Hamas started the war. You realize Hamas could have ended the war every single day of the war. Hamas could have ended it. Hamas could have surrendered and released the hostages, and the war would have ended on day one. It didn't even need to start. They started it. It could have ended immediately, but he supports these freaks.
Yeah, except the difference is it's not real. The Israeli genocide of the Palestinians is real. The white genocide of Afrikaners is not real.
That's his defense. Well, one genocide is real because I said it is, and the other side is not real because I said it isn't.
So what do you want me to do? Lie? The Human Rights Organization recognizes even a fraction. There is a lot of violence in South Africa.
Oh, true.
Certainly true.
Right. But he's okay with it because it's not a genocide violence. It's just cool violence. It's cool and based.
Overwhelming majority of the victims of said violence at even disproportionate rates, regardless of the fact that only 7% of the South African population is white, is still black people, of course. This is like when you ask white people what genocide looks like, what white genocide looks like, they literally say...
Are you ready for the most unbelievable downplaying of anything you'll ever see in your life?
We own 90% of the agricultural output in South Africa, despite making up 7% of the population. Wow, dude. Incredible. Wow. If only one day I could get genocided like that, you know?
Is this not like, okay, listen, I don't think you even have to call this genocide. All right. If you don't want to, you don't have to. All right. I'll be real here. I think this is important to know. You're insane. You are fucking retarded, bro. They're murdering thousands of people. Thousands of them. They killed them. Okay. They stole their land. If only I could get genocided like they got genocided. I mean, if you want to pull up bullshit statistics that aren't super relevant, I could do that too. Did you know that in Gaza, the population was 2.1 million in 2022, and the current population in Gaza is still 2.1 million? I wish I could get genocided like that, where the population in the place doesn't actually drop over the course of the genocide. Wow. Like, do you understand how retarded the logic that he's making is every single time?
You know what I mean? Or if you ask dumb in like the UK or in America, white genocide is when white people voluntarily have sex with non-white people.
And that's the next Hasan argument. The next Hasan argument is the following. Well, you see, according to white people, genocide is when you have sex with black people, because you have to be really racist to think that there's genocide happening. No one says this. No one says this. Hitler didn't say this.
That's what white genocide is. The Great Replacement is literally white people getting out-meated and out-competed in the marketplace of dating.
How the fuck could you compare that to murdering thousands of white people in South Africa? He's like, you're saying that they murdered 1,000 white people in South Africa? What's next? Having sex with a black woman? Like, do you understand how insane he's doing? Like, how retarded this is?
By dudes with salsa hips, okay? That's what white genocide is for the average American white person.
No, that is not true. The average American white person does not think this. He's just having a nervous breakdown.
White nationalist who's like, yeah, I can't compete with a Mexican dude who's way cooler than me. This must mean genocide is taking place. Because that's what it is. They want to make miscegenation illegal, okay? They want to make race mixing illegal. This is the only way you can...
Really? Did Trump ever say he wanted to make race mixing illegal? Did he ever say that? He never said that. Stop it, bro. This is insane. How could you possibly compare race mixing and murdering 1,000 white people and taking their land? Like, how do you compare these two?
You know, ensure the purity of the white race. Nobody even asked the question, like, why the should there be a pure white race? Like,
what the fuck is he talking about? Like, this is the craziest thing of all time. They're like, yo, killing white people is bad. And he just went full Hitler. Bro went full Hitler on this one.
What are you talking about?
This is coming from Hasan, known for saying, if she's old enough to count, she's old enough to mount. That's Hasan. Definitely listen to his moral guidelines.
This is why I joke about this all the time. I used to all the time. I was like, yeah, I'm doing a white genocide, bitch. What's up? I'm out here.
Yeah, he was doing a funny joke about white genocide.
Your moms. That's white genocide. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're showing you on NBC right now.
And this is the funniest thing. In middle of this stream, I still got a few more minutes that I need to show you of this because I think it was straight fire so far. In middle of his stream, they were talking about him on NBC News, about his so-called detainment.
The DHS posted on X that his experience was not politically motivated.
Uh-oh, he's scary.
And sent us a lawful traps have nothing to fear from these measures.
Yeah. It's bullshit.
He's so scared. He's so scared. He's pissed off the Department of Homeland Security.
That political beliefs trigger inspections or removals are baseless and irresponsible. But it's not just regular travelers. Some high-profile names also shared their experiences.
All right, get ready. He knows that he's lying about his experiences, so get ready for him to start eating his fingers in fear.
Was invited to the back.
This happens every time he's terrified that he gets called out on a lie. He starts eating his fingers.
Room to be questioned on my opinions on a multitude of different things, from Donald Trump to Israel, Palestine.
Hasan Piker is one of the biggest left-leaning commentators online, and believes he was intentionally held up for several hours at Customs and Border Patrol in Chicago last week.
I don't know. The Department of Homeland Security,
which was proven false, as I've already covered,
denies that there was any sort of political targeting that took place here.
The bigger this story gets, the bigger the downfall is going to be. 2-hour interview at the airport, my ass.
Given the line of questioning and how directional it was, it did not feel that way at all.
I don't think it's random at all. Nobody knows for a fact. Customs and Border Patrol is not going to say this is why I flagged you.
The DHS told NBC News that according to their data, although overall searches have increased, advanced searches at immigration sites have gone down slightly.
But if you are the small percentage that it does happen, think about in advance what you want to do. Don't be logged into any cloud services. Another thing you can do is...
I literally called it. I didn't even know he did that, bro. I didn't even know he did that. He starts eating his fingers. I'm telling you, every time there's just like a big lie.
You can carry a burner phone. The more you say no, the more questions you're going to have, and the longer your stay at the airport's going to be.
Awkward.
Now, all of these rights depend on your citizenship status. If you're a visa holder or here on a green card, for example, you likely have even fewer protections. The best thing that the lawyer says to do is...
Dude, I love how Hasan is so into the whole political shit. He became a Trump hoax.
To stay calm and answer truthfully.
I mean, they are talking all about this on social media. Really interesting reporting there. Maya Eaglin, thank you.
He's still eating his fingers! Oh, no, dude.
The entertainment world is paying tribute to TV icon George Wendt.
Yeah, no one
He died
cares.
Tuesday at 67.
My brother-in-law is a farmer in the South. They have 30 or so South Africans come to America during harvest season because they apparently can't get jobs in South Africa. I'm not defending Trump. His white genocide agenda is absurd. There's a lot of violence in South Africa, and the president even says, ask Trump for help in the video. The farmers I know even say there's no genocide. Yeah, the number of people that say that there is an actual white genocide happening in South Africa is so tiny.
It's only a few people that say it, so it's obviously not true.
That's why it's extra ridiculous. That's why it's extra ridiculous that like it's like you got maximum 1,000 people together and they were like, we're being genocided, and then now the leader of the most powerful nation on the planet is elevating this to a status.
Yeah, so it kind of sounds like it's not a few people that are saying it anymore.
Offering it dignity. It's insane. Like, only 58 people came, dude. And every single one of them...
So why are you crying about it? It's only 58 people.
Like, they own mines. They own massive amounts of farmland. And I suspect they will still turn around and go back to South Africa eventually, too. Yes, I know KNEECAP is
his friend KNEECAP that's arrested for terrorism charges.
Has been charged with a terror offense. I know that. I know.
My friend is arrested for terrorism. I know.
Yes, I know. I'm going to talk about it.
He's got to talk
Hold
about
on.
it. Yeah.
Typical.
Interesting how he didn't talk about the mass graves with the crosses on the side of the highway. Weird that he didn't bring that up.
Hasan shit, downplaying white genocide. Shut up. Don't even joke about this. There's like unironically people that think this is it. When the president says something, it holds a lot of value, unfortunately, okay? The bully pulpit is powerful. I know you're joking. I know you're joking right now, but it doesn't matter. Like, there are literally people who believe this now. That's why the dumb juicer in the chat was like,
dude is seething.
Why don't you stand with the white South Africa?
Holy shit. Dude, look at his fucking chat. White people do not understand the concept of generational trauma.
Juicer in the chat was like, why don't you stand with the white South Africans that are being genocided like you do with the Palestinians? Like, it's over. It's like, officially now you have the dumbest people in the United States of America championing this cause that is not real.
Right. Tell that to these people that are buried under these crosses. Could you see how retarded this is? The cause is not real. Plays the video where it shows people dead buried on the side of the highway. It's not a real cause, guys. Anyway, back to the mass graves.
Monday morning, each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who's killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, a terrible sight, right? I'm sure Hasan has very, very emotionally mature things to say.
Both sides of the road, you have crosses.
Yep. And then people in his chat are like, it's traffic, guys, when there's literally cars lined up waiting and going to these graves. Just lying. Like, look at his chat. lying, Lamau, mass graves, lol. Rest in piss, white farmer. Do you see this? This is crazy. Deep fake, bro.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President?
And then this guy made believe he didn't know what it was. He's like, what do you mean? A road in South Africa covered with dead people? I've never seen such a thing.
No, I'd like to know where.
I'd like to know. I never heard of this.
That is, because this I've never seen.
I have never seen something like this. And then people in the chat, so traffic is a white genocide? Bro, there's fucking coffins on the side. What are you talking about?
Okay. I mean, it's in South Africa. That's what
we need to find out.
Anything to say, Hasan? Hello, Hasan. It was a good chuckle when he heard. You gotta hear this little chuckle when he says, "Oh, they're dead white people." Okay. I missed the chuckle. He chuckles here.
in South Africa. That's what.
Dude, there it is. Look at this shit.
Okay. I mean, it's in South Africa.
It's in South Africa. Pretty hilarious. Pretty hilarious.
Those people.
The Pentagon announced that it would be accepting a Qatari jet.
And then they go back to the Qatari jet. They try to interrupt Trump, as I've covered this in the past, but I feel like you got the idea. Hasan did not at all talk about the graves, the mass graves on the side of the road. He did not talk about the fact that they are inciting violence to kill white people in the country. He didn't talk about anything that was actually shown in the video. Allegedly, this is Hasan's political coverage, when in reality, it was a joke. It was a farce. What I've showed you, that this clip was 4 minutes long. And he spent 30 minutes ranting and raving about how white people are not dying in South Africa when he's directly showing evidence that they are dying in South Africa. He sat there yelling and screaming at the top of his lungs how white people are not being racially targeted, are not being killed, are not being driven out of the country. There is nothing like this going on. And he is shouting it while there is actual evidence in front of it. Which is exactly why, by the way, Trump showed the fucking video in the Oval Office. Because no one believed it. Because everyone said it's not true. This guy denied it. So Trump shows the video. He says it's embarrassing. Trump provided evidence to what he said. He completely ignored the actual evidence to what he said. This guy, in my opinion, is a pro-death creature. All right? He is a creature that fights for the most despicable causes of all time. An unironic racist, a genuine anti-white, anti-Jew individual who will support any country that supports the death cults that he builds his career on. He doesn't care about the white people in South Africa, and honestly, he doesn't care about the Palestinians in Gaza. Because if he would be against the people that started the war and made sure the war continues. The fucking terrorist, sex slave having, child fucking, raping, degenerate freak monsters. He doesn't care about anything other than his grift. And spoilers, in the Hasan is fucked 500% video, I am going to show you proof of everything that I just said. So I'll see you in that one, gamers. This has been making fun of the largest leftist political streamer. It ain't much, but it's honest work. I'll keep farming. Stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.